One of the great ideas of science was that due to Democritus, that everything we see around us is made up of atoms. There's a fundamental unit, an atom, and this idea has changed and morphed and got embellished over time. So when we get to the early 20th century, we realize that the atom itself is made up of parts. There's a nucleus with protons and neutrons, and then there's a cloud of electrons. And then as we dig into this, we realize that the protons and neutrons themselves are made up of quarks, and they're made up of subquarks, and that's it, that's the bottom. But there's more to the story. It turns out that what we think of as particles are not really particles. They're strings that vibrate, and energy resonates within the strings, and that ends up creating a ball of jelly, an energy ball, and that's what we think of when we think of particles, that they're actually behave like something hard, but an electron is actually 10 strings vibrating, and the vibrations create energy that makes a torus, a donut. And for dark matter, there's only 5 strings. And this leads to what is called quantum field theory, that everything is really energy. Except, wait a moment, what happened to the strings? What makes up the strings? And there are these other things called photons or bosons, and they appear to be nothing but energy. They don't need strings, or do they? And then, of course, there's space itself, which is quantized into a foam, into compartments. And the space itself appears to be made up of a graph, a structure that can expand and contract. We see the expansion at the start of the universe with inflation, the theory of inflation, which now appears to be resting on quite solid grounds. And so it goes. Our ignorance is at an ever higher level.